If you are feeling swamped or drowning in to-do lists, you are not alone. Today is World Productivity Day, and I think we could all use a little help getting things done. So we are diving into how to be a productivity powerhouse. Our psychology expert, Blanca Cobb, is here with some advice. Blanca, why is it so important to be productive?
Productivity isn't all about work. When you are productive, you feel more in control of your own life, of your time, of achieving goals. When you're productive, you tend to have more energy. You feel less stress. You have this feeling like you're getting things done, that you're accomplishing something in your life, in your profession, in your personal life, in your own world.
And what are some of the common myths that you've heard, at least, about productivity?
Well, some common myths are like if you're busy, you're really being productive. And that isn't true. Just because you're doing busy work doesn't mean you're actually accomplishing something or reaching a goal. Like multitasking, people say is key to being productive. And that isn't necessarily true either, because your brain works better when you can focus and concentrate on one thing.
I don't know about you, but for me, sometimes I will always feel busy, but I never actually get to the point where I feel accomplished. Why is that?
A lot of times it has to do with not having a clear sense of direction of where you're going to accomplish these goals. Perhaps goals aren't clearly defined. If you don't know where you're going, there's a tendency to get lost. So that's why you want to have clearly defined goals, so that way it's easier to measure progress. If you know where you're going, you know where the stops are along the way and what you have to get done. The other thing is distractions. So many of us were bogged down with interruptions from other people, distractions from our phone, the internet, social media, you name it. And that gets in the way of really being productive.
It might seem like an obvious answer, but how can we actually be more productive?
This is where you take a goal, since we're talking about goal, but you want to make sure that it's clear, that it's specific. You really understand what is it that you want to accomplish. You got to make sure that you can measure the progress. Every little step that you take, you want to make sure that you can see that progress, because when you see and feel that progress, you're going to stay more motivated to stick with that goal. Also, you want to make sure, is it doable? You don't want something that's just so big that it'll take like 10 years to complete. That's too long for a lot of people. If you can do it in short bursts, and it's a shorter amount of time to achieve it, you're more likely to stick with it. You got to make sure that it's personal to you somehow. It's got to be relevant in order for you to stick with it. If it's somebody else's goal or something that you're half interested in, more than likely you're just going to jump off that track and move in another direction. And then, like I said earlier, about the amount of time, is to make sure it's time specific. You want to make sure that it's doable for you in terms of time, not something that's just way, way out there where it seems impossible to reach. Make sure you take breaks. It is so important, because you don't want to have burnout, and you got to make sure that you take care of yourself.
All right, Blanca, great advice. Thank you. You can always continue the conversation with her on her Facebook page. Just search Blanca Cobb, Body Language Expert. We'll be right back.